Good morning, students. Next, we are considering the third unit as a fluid kinematics. We have considered already the fluid statics in second unit. In fluid statics, we are considering fluid is at rest. Now we are considering the fluid is flowing. So when we are considering the flow of fluid, in that case, if you study the motion of particles, we are studying the motion of particles without causing the forces, without considering the forces causing them. So sometimes we know we are using pumps or compressors to flow the fluids, or sometimes due to the level difference or altitude, the flow of the water as a height. If the water is stored at dam, that water flows because of the potential difference. So here we are not considering the what is the cause of force. What is the cause of force are not considered, only the motion particles are considered. So this majorly we are considering the velocity and acceleration of the flow fluid. So sometimes important is the what is the flow rate of the fluid, or we are considering with the to fill any tank, or how at a what velocity the fluid is passing, at a what velocity air is moving, or what is the acceleration of the fluid, that is important. So and at that time we are not consider the cause of the motion, only the how much velocities or how much acceleration is important. So that is considered in fluid kinematics. So fluid kinematics again consider with the visualization of the forces. Visualization means as in picture, we can show the where how the velocity is changing at a different points. So we can easily determine, or we can easily analyze the flow parameters. So important is in kinematics is visualization of the fluid, visualization of forces as well as velocity accelerations. So velocity already we know as a velocity is a vector quantity having the magnitude and directions. So velocity is not we can only consider as a 2, 5, 6. We are considering its velocity may be 2 meter per second, 5 meter per second, but this is the magnitude. We have to consider direction also, that is x, y, z in Cartesian or in cylindrical coordinates. The velocity may be changing. So velocity is a vector quantity. So we know velocity is the rate of change of displacement with respect to the time. So velocity is speed upon the time or displacement upon the time. So if you consider the Cartesian coordinate system, the velocity is changing along the x direction, along y direction, and along z direction. So if you take velocity in x direction at the point is u, velocity along the y direction is v, and velocity is along the z direction is w. So velocity at this may be the varying with respect to the x, y, z, or it may be having the different velocities in different directions. So velocity is represented by this vector, or we can use the unit vectors to define the velocity as a along I is a unit vector along x direction, j along y direction, and k along the z direction. So velocity we can write as a ui vj plus wk in a vector form. Next we consider there are two methods for describing the fluid motion. One is the Lagrangian method and second Eurelian method. So these two methods are used for describing or defining the fluid motion. So these fluid particles, we can consider fluid is made up of fluid particles. If you follow the single fluid particle, then single fluid particle during its motion, then it is called as a, that is in Lagrangian method we are using the a single fluid particle is followed during its motion, and velocity, acceleration, density are described. So we have considered in Lagrangian method a single fluid particle. Here we have shown, suppose this is a fluid particle we have selected and that is flowing. So This single fluid particle, its velocity, acceleration at initial condition and after some time are recorded. So this, in that case, observer is moving, or we have to consider the fluid is moving along the path, and in a given time you have to record its change in the properties. So that is called as a Lagrangian method. But in Euralian method we are considering the velocity acceleration described at a point in a flow field. So we are in Euralian method, suppose a control volume is selected, or this fixed point is selected, and fluid is coming in this direction and leaving from this direction. So at a particular space in a compressor, pump or turbine we are considering as a control volume, and fluid is coming, or in a pipe, flow in a pipe, a fluid is coming in a pipe at this point and leaving from this point. So observer is stationary in this Euralian method. In that case, the properties are function of space coordinate as x, y, z, and t is time. In this case, we are the variation in the properties along as the fluid is moving is considered in Lagrangian method. But in fixed point or control volume Euralian method, the we are considering properties at a fixed point. So normally, in we are using the Euralian method, and in this fluid mechanics we are consider only about this Euralian method of the flow description. So in this, the velocity, Euralian method, velocity, acceleration, density, etc. are described in a point. At a fixed point, we are considering the Euralian method. And if the particle is moving at a different location, we are studying its property, then it is Lagrangian method. So convenient, or simply here we are consider Euralian method. Next, we are considering the types of flow. So flow are, there are different types of fluid flow where we have to consider. So important is to define these different types of flow, and study the separately the different types of flow. So first we are considering the classification of the flow as steady flow and unsteady flow. So steady means it's simply with respect to the time. We are considering with respect to the time. If the fluid properties are not changing at a point with respect to the time, then they are called as a steady. We are not consider about the space or in a pipe. We are consider only about a fixed point, and the properties if it not changing with respect to the time, then they are called as a steady flow. So examples we are seeing here: flow of water with uniform discharge through a pipeline. That is, suppose 2 meter per second the flow is taking place in a pipe with the, that means the velocity at a point is 2 meter per second and it is not changing, then we get the steady flow. Or second example, flow through a orifice at constant head. So we can see this diagram. Suppose this is the orifice, means the small hole, in that the water is passing through this. So this head, this is the head at the shown. Because of this higher level, the water will be flowing through this orifice or small hole. So this, if you assume that this head is constant, or it is large reservoir and this head is constant, at that time the velocity is not changing and the flow we are getting constant with respect to the time. So this is an example of steady flow. Steady means simply it is not changing with respect to the time. So unsteady flow means the, suppose this is a tank filled with the water. So if you open the wall or here, so this head will be goes on decreasing. So as initially there is a high velocity because of this higher head, and as the water quantity goes decreasing, the velocity will be changed. So here shown the velocity is higher when the head is higher, and velocity goes on decreasing with respect to the time at a given point. If you consider suppose velocity at this point, so this velocity will be goes on decreasing because of the change in the head. This is example of unsteady flow. and this is an example of steady flow. In that case, velocity is not changing with respect to the time. So example of unsteady flow are flow of water with varying discharge through pipeline, flow through orifice at a variable head. Next types of flow are uniform and non-uniform flow. So this is again uniform, it means with respect to the space coordinates. If you consider a, suppose we have consider a space, that is suppose pipe, and space means the at this point. If the flow is taking place, if flow is not changing in this space, or if you consider at this discharge through this pipeline the fluid is flowing, so we have considered this particular space and the flow takes place through this space. If the velocity of the fluid is does not change along this space coordinate, then it is called uniform flow. So example of uniform flow is flow of a pipe, flow of fluid under the pressure. Under constant pressure, suppose fluid is flowing, then and diameter is same, so pipe diameter will not change, then that flow is uniform flow. In that case, velocity suppose is 2 meter at this point, same velocity we are getting at this point also, means with respect to space coordinate the velocity is not changing, then it is called uniform flow. Reverse to that is the non-uniform flow. If the velocity of the fluid at the given time changes with space coordinate, then it is called non-uniform flow. So suppose we have considered this nozzle means its area goes on decreasing, this pipe area or nozzle area goes on decreasing, so or diameter goes on decreasing along this length, so at that time the velocity goes on increasing. So variable diameter, so example of flow of fluid under pressure through a pipeline of a variable diameter, so at that time the some pressure is converted into the velocity, so velocity goes on increasing when flow takes place through a nozzle. So that is example of non uniform flow. So here we have considered again uniform flow means there is a during this space the velocity is change not changing, and in this there is a fluctuations in the flow. Again we are considering the next type of flow as a laminar flow and turbulent flow. So laminar flow is mostly the oil or viscous fluid as a honey pulp having the higher viscosities. Oil flow is normally considered as a laminar flow because in that laminar flow means the flow uh, flow is takes place along well-defined path or streams, and all stream lines are straight and parallel. So this flow is called viscous flow. So laminar flow, we can see here these stream or layers of fluid are not crossing each other. All layers are moving in a single line. So that is the laminar flow, or also called as a viscous flow. So oil flow with a smaller velocity or water flow at a smaller velocities can be considered as a laminar flow. In that fluid is moving along all layers are moving in a straight lines. All layers are moving in a straight and parallels. So flow of oil at a low velocity, flow of blood in veins are also example of laminar flow. So laminar flow means well-defined flow and uh, or streamlines are straight and parallel. So we can see here smoke coming from a chimney at a certain distance. Uh, Up to certain distance, this flow are along well-defined path. That means all layers are straight and parallel. So this region is called laminar flow. After certain time, there is a fluctuations or flow is not along the well-defined path. That is turbulent flow. So we can see here in turbulence are created. So flow moving along the straight line as well as there is a vortex, or we can consider the fluid, some fluid particles are moving in a zigzag manner. So turbulent flow means the flow of the fluid in a zigzag way, not in a straight line. So some particles moving along the flow, some particles may be reverse back, or they are change the direction. That is the turbulent flow. So if the fluid particles moves along the zigzag way, flow have irregular fluctuation, then it is called turbulent flow. So turbulent flow causes greater mixing because of the change in directions, but the laminar flow is a straight line. So we can example are, so mostly the flow through the pipes or flow through the at higher velocities are turbulent flows. So smoke from chimney, flow of wind and rivers, flow through the pumps and turbines. So water pumps are used. So that flows are mostly the turbulent flow. So these are two. We have to study the separately the laminar and turbulent flow, because turbulent flow causes higher fluctuations. So one particles is giving its momentum to the another. So there are we can consider in turbulence means there is no single lines fluid are passing. There is a zigzag made. The particles are colliding with each other. That means they are passing momentum to each other. So there is a eddies are formed, and that causes energy loss. So this means higher pressure loss will be there when turbulence is there. So that means we have to consider the separately the laminar flow, where the parallel lines or streamlines are there. Next we are considering the this diagram show as a turbulence. Here the particles are moving it a lot along the laminar line. There are vertex or zigzag path is created. So flow through the pump turbines or flow at a higher velocities are the turbulent flow, or flow along the suppose any restriction, it causes the turbulence. Flow through a simple pipe may be the laminar one, and if there is a restriction to this flow, it may be cause turbulence in the pipe. Next type of flow is the compressible and incompressible flow. So we know compressible means the its density is changing. So if you compress the gas, so gas will be its gas is compressible. So at that time, as we are compress the gas means its density more mass in a small space, that is density will be increased. So gases are compressible. So most sometime if the gases are flowing with a higher velocity, that suppose flow through a nozzle at a, and here pressure of this gas and flows as a flow of gases at a higher velocities through a nozzle. So that may be in supersonic jets or flow through a aircraft wings. At that time, the flow of the air or gases is at very higher velocity. And if you consider a nozzle used to increase the velocity, so flow through this nozzle at a very high velocity. So in that case, and again this is nozzle part, and if you attach one more part, that is increasing the diameter, draw separately converging. This is the nozzle, that means diameter is decreasing, and if this is part is attached to it, then it is this is a area or diameter is decreasing along this, and here diameter goes on increasing. That is a diverging nozzle, and this is a converging. So at that time, here we get higher velocities, means fluid coming at a velocity, its velocity is very high here, and after that this velocity as the area going increasing converted into the pressure head. So means here gas will be the compress. So density is not constant at this. At the same time, here density is changing along this nozzle, converging and diverging nozzle. The density is not same, so it is considered as a compressible flow. So mostly the flow of gases or flow of air over the aircraft wing at a higher velocities are considered as a compressible flow. And so we have shown here in diagram, this is the nozzle. Converging means diameter decreasing, diverging means diameter is increasing. And if you combine these both, so m means the Mach number, that is if the velocity is nearer to the speed of sound, then it is called as a sonic speed. So here if consider the flow of fluid at a very high velocity, this through converging diverging nozzle is considered as a compressible flow. In that density is changing, and normally the flow of liquids are incompressible. So flow through pipes, flow of many liquids are density is not changing, rho is constant as they are incompressible. So water flow, oil flow are considered as incompressibles. Next one type is the rotational or irrotational flow. So sometimes the fluid particles are moving along this line. So at that time they are, while moving along this line, some particles rotate about its own axis. While moving along this line, some particles also rotate about their own axis. That type flow is called as a rotational flow. So example is liquid in rotating tank. One is one more, liquid in rotating tank. So in that case, suppose between these two vessels, liquid is rotating. So at that time, liquid while moving along its tangential path also rotate about its own axis. Then it is called as a rotational flow. So sometimes the while flow fluid is flowing along the any restriction in a path, so at that time the flow away from this is the irrotational one, and nearer it may be in this region the fluid may be the rotational. So we can consider, suppose in a pipe, in this pipe there is a some restrictions or viscous flow is there. At that time in this region the some fluid particles while moving along this may be rotate about their own axis. So that is called rotational flow. And irrotational flow means the fluid particles while flowing along streamline does not rotate about their own axis. So simply one example is flow along the straight lines are the irrotational flow. Again one more, if the uh, liquid in emptying wash basin is the example, actually the rotational flow. So some fluid particles moving in a downward direction also rotate about their own axis. That is the example of rotational flow, in which fluid particles while flowing along the streamline also rotate about their own axis. So rotationality, again here we can show rotational flow. So in that case this is the flow line. So fluid particles moving along this line also rotate about their own axis. And irrotational flow, the particles are not moving with respect to that. So here in this pipeline we have shown the flow is irrotational here. Again one more important is the type of flow as a 1, 2 and 3 dimensional flows. So one dimensional, as a name indicates, we are considering properties along only one direction only. So we know in Cartesian coordinate there are three possible flow along x, y and z. So only one coordinate is considered velocity, in other two coordinate is negligible, assume negligible. Mostly the velocity is changing only along the x direction, then it is called as a one dimensional flow. So flow through a pipe is considered as a one-dimensional flow. So we can see here in this diagram, suppose fluid is flowing. So at the inlet, this is the velocities profile, means velocity is constant at the inlet of a pipe, and this is the outlet of the pipe. So as we know, this pipe wall is stationary and fluid is moving. So due to, we are assuming no slip condition, means no slip means if the surface is stationary, fluid comes in contact, fluid becomes stationary, and if the plate is moving and it contact with the fluid, then fluid also move with the plate. Here the pipe is stationary and the fluid is coming with a uniform velocity. So this line shows uniform velocity. So as the fluid enters in, as the fluid enters to this pipe, fluid enters to this pipe, here velocity at this nearer to the pipe becomes zero. So we get the velocity profile somewhat like this. At the center there is a higher velocity as a free velocity, and velocity goes on increasing from surface to the center. So this is the velocity profile. So here we have shown here velocity profile. So this will be continue till some length of the pipe. After some length, the velocity is maximum at the center, and this becomes the velocity profile. This profile will not change along this z, along the longitudinal path. Only the change in velocity will be in the radial direction, that is along the radius. So that means we can consider flow through this pipe as a one dimensional, that is velocity is changing only along the radius. At the center there is a maximum velocity, and velocity goes on decreasing along the radius. So we are not assuming the change in velocity. So cylindrical coordinates are three cylindrical coordinates we know, that is r, radius, then along the length z, and along the this theta is the third dimension. So we are not considering the velocity variation along z and theta, only velocity change along the radius, that is considered as one dimensional flow. Next is the two-dimensional flow. So as like, if the velocity is changing along x as well as y direction, then, and third velocity along z direction is negligible, changes in velocity in third direction is negligible, then we consider the velocity is function of x and y only, that is two dimensional. So example is flow between the two parallel plates is considered. So we are consider this is the one parallel plate, this is another parallel plate. If we assume the velocity is changing along this x direction as well as along y direction, then it is called the two-dimensional flow. This is also convergent divergent nozzle. This is a diverging part of a nozzle, means diameter goes on increasing along this. So at that time we are considering the up till the flow is one dimensional, and in diverging section the flow is changing along the radial direction as well as velocity is goes on decreasing. Velocity goes on decreasing in divergent portion. So means velocity is changing along the radial direction as well as z direction. So this is the two-dimensional flow. Sometimes we have to consider the two-dimensional flow. And lastly, the three-dimensional flow means the velocity is change function of all three coordinates x, y, z, or in cylinder r, theta, z, radius, angular, and z means longitudinal directions. All these is the cylindrical coordinates in the pipes. So if the fluid properties are function of all these three space coordinates, then it is called three-dimensional flow. So flow in converging diverging nozzle we have considered is a three-dimensional flow. Flow in a open channels means this as a flow in rivers, open channels carrying the water, means there is a large variation along the length as well as y direction. So this is considered example of three-dimensional flow. Properties are function of all three coordinates. Also this is a converging, means diameter goes on decreasing, and this is a diameter increasing, means diverging nozzle. So here show the variation. Blue line indicates the low velocities. Fluid is coming at a or we can consider the properties are variation in the fluid properties are dependent on the all three coordinates, that is the three dimensional. So this is the in space or jet engines, the converging diverging nozzle is used. So higher velocities, to obtain the higher velocities, two parts are combined, converging and diverging nozzles are combined. So that flows are three-dimensional flows. And one so these we are considering different types of flow. In next class we consider the rate or discharge of the flow, continuity equation in one dimensions and three dimensions. Thank you.